On the night when the veil between the world of the dead and the living is at its thinnest, and the spirits roam among us, a lot of kids are going to score a ton of candy. Hi there, and welcome to Gimme 2. My name is Mark, and in this video, we will discuss Halloween in just 2 minutes. As with my other videos, if you want to go straight to the 2 minutes, which will discuss the history of the modern holiday, that is timestamped in the description. But if you stick around for a couple of minutes before that, I discuss some of the holiday's traditions and some other context that might be worth a listen. Halloween needs no introduction. It is hugely popular in the US and Canada, celebrated on October 31st, and has billions of dollars spilled into costumes, candy, and decoration sales. It's also seen a significant rise in popularity across the globe in recent years. Halloween has become a cultural phenomenon in North America. Entire neighborhoods are transformed with decorations and lawn ornaments weeks before the actual holiday. It's spawned classic movies like A Nightmare Before Christmas and even an entire horror franchise. Looking at you, Halloween. As well as generally being associated with anything horror or spooky related. Michael Jackson's Thriller, the greatest selling album of all time, as of the making of this video, is often considered a Halloween anthem given its graveyard theme. The modern iteration of Halloween that we know so well today has evolved over time. It didn't hit the modern commercialized version of the holiday until the 50s or 60s, with some of its more famous traditions developing over centuries. Trick-or-treating may trace its roots as far back as the Celtic holiday of Samhain, more on that shortly, when people would leave food out to appease wandering spirits. Later, in medieval times, guising, mumming, and souling saw people going door to door in costumes, performing acts or offering prayers for the dead in return for treats. By the 20th century, pranks became very common on Halloween, and treats were given out to prevent tricks. The term trick-or-treat was first used in the 20s, but didn't gain widespread popularity until the 40s or 50s, becoming the candy-centered tradition we know today. Wearing costumes may also date back to Samhain, when people wore masks to confuse, ward off, or fit in with harmful spirits. As Halloween became more Christian, costumes shifted to saints, angels, and demons. Today, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Another Halloween tradition comes from the Irish folktale of Stingy Jack, a mischievous yet clever man. Jack twice tricked the devil, once by convincing him to turn into a coin, and a second time by luring him up a tree, both times trapping him with a cross. Jack then negotiated that the devil could never take his soul. When Jack eventually died, the devil honored the deal, but heaven wouldn't accept him either. Left to wander for eternity, the devil gave him an ember straight from hell, which he kept in a hollowed-out turnip. The Irish would keep carved-out turnips with lights inside to protect from the wandering spirit of Jack of the Lantern. As Halloween moved to America, pumpkins, readily available and easier to carve than turnips, became the plant of choice, giving birth to... Do I really need to say it? Now that we've covered some of the Halloween basics and some of its traditions, let's talk about the history of the holiday in the 2 minutes. Before we do, however, if you find this video interesting, informative, or entertaining, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel for more informative videos in this style. It really does help the channel grow and for videos like these to reach broader audiences. But for now, let's get back to Halloween in the 2 minutes, starting now. Over 2,000 years ago, Celtic tribes inhabited the island of Ireland. Their religion worshipped nature and believed in both the physical and spirit worlds, which occasionally interacted. On October 31st, as summer transitioned into autumn, the Celts celebrated Samhain, meaning summer's end. The festival, largely associated with the harvest, was also the day when the divide between the spirit and physical world was said to be at its thinnest, and spirit influences were most apparent in the living world. Feasts were held for the deceased, fires were lit, and masks were worn to hide from or ward off harmful spirits. In time, Ireland became Catholic, and many Celtic traditions blended into Irish Christianity. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III moved All Saints, or All Hallows Day, typically held around Easter, to November 1st. The preceding day, when many of the Samhain traditions were held, became known as All Hallows Eve, later shortened to Halloween. By the mid-19th century, Ireland experienced a devastating potato famine, forcing many to immigrate to America. With them came their Halloween traditions, like dressing up, turnip carving, but also mischief and in some cases vandalism. As America urbanized in the early 20th century, the Halloween vandalism escalated, prompting Elizabeth Krebs of Hiawatha, Kansas, to organize a town event for families. This caught on across the country, and what was once mischief became parades, costume parties, and treats. By the mid-century, commercial interests capitalized on these parties and treats, shifting the holiday from its folksy pagan Christian roots into the much more extravagant secular one we have today. And that is the history of Halloween. I hope you enjoyed that video. I found researching the traditions and the history of Halloween to be fun and interesting, and I hope I was able to deliver that clearly to you. I personally find the modern iteration of Halloween to be lighthearted and fun, but I'm very curious to see what that Samhain-inspired holiday actually looked like. If you want to learn more about Halloween or learn it a little bit deeper, there is plenty of information online, so I encourage you to look at that. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you can join us for another. Thanks for watching.